Hi Scorpio, this is going to be your general timeless reading. Whenever you get it is when you need it. I have for you today the Wildwood Tarot. I just got this deck. So we'll see what messages I have for you today. And this deck uses like different symbols for the cups and pentacles and all that. I'm pretty sure I know which ones are which now. So let's see. What do we have for Scorpio today? Oh. The first card is balance, like temperance. That's very interesting. These, they look like snake dragons wrapped around this tree. So like one looks blue and one looks red. So it's like fire and water balance. So it's giving me the energy of like emotional balance, anger and sorrow. Even though these are very weird looking dragons. I guess because they look like snakes, but they have those ears. So, I mean, there's different types of dragons. But because they're dragons is why I'm saying, like, anger and sorrow. Let's see. King of Arrows, Kingfisher. This is the King of Swords. So, yeah, that's definitely, like, balancing. And someone who is emotionally balanced and logical. Oh, there you go. I like that bird too. It's very pretty. I don't know anything about birds, so if the kingfisher is relevant to you, there you go. But I would imagine if this bird eats by plunging into the water, kingfisher, it's like there has to be a certain amount of control and calmness, because you can't just sneak up on the fish. Well, no, you can. You have to sneak up on the fish. Yeah. I mean, probably not everyone could sneak up on a fish. Right? Because fish get spooked. I don't know anything about fishing. I've never fished. Okay, I don't think I need all of this. We'll see. The Woodward. So it's number 11. So is this like the Justice card? So he looks a bit like a hunter. Yeah, there's even blood. What is that token he has? Look at that. You see his staff has a bit of blood on the end, and he's holding something. What does that even mean? So this is someone who's a hunter. And look, he has a little partner in this, like, cheetah-looking or minx-looking cat. Wait. The cat on his head looks the same as that cat. That's kind of interesting there. Like, this guy, it's like this hunter earned the respect, or just, I wouldn't even say respect. It's not respect. It's like the animal recognizes the power of this guy, right? I wonder what their relationship's like. What if that's like his dad on his head or something, you know? It seems like a weird relationship. I wouldn't call this, there we go, symbiotic. If at any time that hunter, or what if that was the hunter's previous companion, and to honor him when he died, he put him on his head. Huh. That's very interesting. So maybe there's something here about both parties here understanding the balance of nature and relationships. You know, maybe this cat doesn't take it personally. Hopefully the other one died of natural causes or something, or in battle. Then we got, oh, that's a heron. Oh, this is interesting too. I've only used these cards like twice. The mirror, so that's like the hangman. Is that like a siren? Look at her. And then there's a body floating out. So it's like, is she guiding that soul to the underworld? And that's a heron there too. And the heron has a pouch. What's in that pouch? What's in that pouch? Huh. I'm getting like some kind of sense of responsibility and the natural order. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, interesting. I might have to show you all of these. Maybe not yet. Sense of order. Yeah, look, because the green man, which is the emperor, has come out. So are you learning? Are you integrating with the natural order of nature and the way that things go? Because let me put this here. Let me put this here. Because you have this king and queen of vessels, the salmon and the heron. Does a heron eat salmon? You know, like, that's I wonder if the heron would, well, the heron probably would eat fish, just like this kingfisher. Wow. Actually, I can barely process what I'm getting here, because it's like, in this deck, these are counterparts, the king and queen of vessels, but they could very well eat the queen. Oh, that's awkward. But like they have to, they need each other to exist, I guess, to some extent. I don't know how much the heron, well, how much the fish needs the heron. I have no idea. I don't know the relationship between the heron and the salmon or, you know, if there's other predators that the heron eats that keeps the salmon able. Well, you know, the thing that we kind of mess up as humans is like, animals have figured out this balance for the most part, and what throws it off is usually human intervention, right? So in order for the fish to always exist to feed the birds aren't like fishing up a bunch and like selling it in grocery stores, you know? So this is I'm seeing like this interesting contrast between the role in nature that you play and respecting, and yeah, this is very interesting. But the next, I got 7 of arrows, insecurity, and that's 7 of swords. So that's like a tormenting energy. And then 5 of stones, endurance. This is like 5 of pentacles energy. So this is like times of lack, times of doubt. And then this 7 of bows, that's 7 of wands. Times of like defensiveness, clearance, shutting things out, struggle, doubt. It's like these things are what separates us from nature and the animals, right? These higher thoughts, these higher feelings. And maybe this is why the king of arrows and the king of vessels, swords and cups, is coming out along with this like balance. It's almost as if, I think we know and understand to operate in our modern world. we have to do a bit of suppression of our emotions and put aside our own biases to function. But in order to function in the natural world, in the mystical world, we have to suppress a bit of our logic, our tendency to over-explain and over-control things. So to walk between two worlds, if this resonates for you, Scorpio, trying to navigate both worlds, the natural, the mystical, and the modern and the logical, are you having to basically code switch between the logic and the emotion? It's like developing that skill. Yeah, look, at the bottom is 8 stag. So strength. Developing, oh, the stag, where, isn't this relevant? I feel like this has been relevant in a few other readings. The strength to walk both. Like, look, he has a stag's head, but a human body. It's like developing that ability to navigate both worlds, because that's your calling. That's what you're meant to do. Ooh. You can't get absorbed in either one all the way. But it involves, like, to me, and this kept hitting me today too, the ability to step from outside of your circumstances and see it wholly, objectively. It's like you have to do both. You have to step back and look at the natural world. Like the part of me that questions, whether it's right to wear the pelt of your companion animal, but then also, stand back and question that. But if I'm in that situation, would I understand it better? If I'm the hunter living off the land, if I'm respecting the natural order of nature to the point where I'm just a part of it, I don't even have to consciously think about it. And we have to do the same when it comes to our modern logical world. Just step back and look, like, does that make sense? Like so many things, the same way that we kind of thought it was senseless for animals to fight and kill each other, is it also kind of senseless that we spend most of our lives working to pay excessive rents and mortgages, and our entire life is mostly spent behind a desk in front of a computer? Like, does that make any sense? Just because it's what we do, does that make any sense, right? I think it's Scorpio, the ability to step back from both worlds and walk both as a member of it. Like, not just an observer, because you might be very good at observing and understanding, but how good are you at being part of it, living it, right? And maybe you didn't want to get into one or the other because you didn't really believe. Ooh. Okay, stop. Hold on. You didn't really believe it, just wouldn't completely take you over. But if you have that balance and that understanding, then you won't have to worry about it. So this is interesting. I pulled the Akashic Oracle. I just got that. Creative Writings at the bottom, if that resonates for anybody. The first card is Peace. So that's feeling like being in that nature, one with the nature, because next to it is like future lives. Future lives. So it's like that modern and nature right next to each other. Interesting. And then female relationships came out. And when it comes to the Akashic Records, this just means like the female relationships in your life are pretty key to your development in this lifetime and your soul growth. And you could be working on female relationships from past lives in this life. And honestly, now that this come out and I'm questioning, the queen being the possible food source for the king, I don't know. What do you think about it? Maybe evaluate how you view female relationships with women or relationships that you've witnessed or even participate in, you know, have you felt like you've seen too much of one party being just like food for the other? Because, you know, this is not necessarily gender related. This is just kind of like the masculine and the feminine, the dominant and the receptive energy, you know. Maybe that's also one thing to take a step back and look at. So that's all I have for you, Scorpio. Hopefully that was helpful for you, and thanks.